would it be all right for you to talk about on camera?
It's a little hard.
It is. All right.
Yeah, it's a little.
I don't want to.
Yeah, it's just it's still kind of traumatic.
It's a traumatic experience. All right. Well, I'm sure people would love to hear about it and how you were able to, you know, overcome such a challenge. You know, so when you're ready, you let me know, because I like to bring the most cutting edge material to the people who watch, and you know, it's not always easy, you know, this life that we all share.
Yes.
I don't think anybody would say that it's easy. So, you know, you just say whatever you feel like, if anything. So basically, you're from New Haven, Connecticut, or you were stationed in New Haven, Connecticut.
Yes, firefighter, paramedic.
You were firefighter, paramedic. I'm just speaking because the microphone's on my side. So you got the call, 9/11, 2011.
No, 2001.
2001, excuse me. What were you doing at the time?
Eating lunch. Well, I mean breakfast. Yeah.
You were eating breakfast?
Yep. And call came in. Fifth alarm. With an extension of a mass. Mutual aid. Manhattan, New York City, NYFD, all available city and state assistance from any and all willing and available to help. Was not confirmed as a terrorist attack at the time. It was just the first plane had hit and the tower, and then we all got ready. We all got the fire chief and the battalion chiefs all got together at over the intercoms, and they all stated, please bear with me, it's hard to talk about, but they all asked us to, anybody who is willing to go, that they need to understand that we may not come back. This may be our last call, but it is to, we do this not for ourselves, but for everyone else. And I was 18 years old and wanted to do something with my life. I have had struggles in my life as a child, and wanted to do something better with my life, make a difference, you know, be there for people other than myself, you know, be a power of example, be a motivator, be an inspiration to others. So I volunteered to go. I accepted the risk of death, you know, and lifetime sickness, and I went. I was there for 17 days. I've seen a few of my friends get hurt. Some of them died. There was last calls, and I saw a lot of things that I would not like to describe, but just horrific, and things that you can't even imagine from seeing on horror movies or in nightmares. The smell, the thickness of the air, and the debris, cluttered air, and with the dust, black, and just as in a fire, unlike what they show on Letter 49 and Backdraft, unlike what they say on those movies where you can't see nothing, but the air was like that. Instead of being in the fire, it was, you can't see 2 feet in front of you. You cannot do this and see your hand. our Scott packs and our respirators were useless. There was no sense of using them because it was not doing anything but making us a lot heavier and less ability to maneuver when we needed to. We did things in shifts. We did a lot of breaks, a lot of is everyone okay? Every 10 minutes it was check in, call in. It was one of the most frightening moments of my life. Did it for 17 days, and I'm glad I don't have to do it again. But I'm glad that I got to do something to help others.
Well, let me tell you something. I personally am very appreciative.
Thank you.
I also am doing what I can to give back of myself. So, in a way, we are both on the same mission, that we offer of ourselves for the greater good. I think the whole world went through a bit of trauma on that day, and my teacher is promoting the science of natural healing, and his doctorate work was in language. So we say it's okay to talk about it because that's how you get through things. It's a therapy. Talk about it, and I always think it's a good thing to talk about it because if you don't talk about it, and things left unsaid, they just kind of sit there and fester. Okay. In my own experience, if I could just speak a little bit on my past, I would say that things, if I spoke about things, as looking back, it would have worked out better than just pretending, that it didn't exist, or But Rich, you're an amazing person. You're able to talk, and you're such a good talker.
Thank you.
You're very calm under fire, and I don't know if this is something that you learned how to do, or if you're just a natural. But anyway,
definitely not a natural. Definitely not a natural.
That's even better, because that means you're a hard worker and you're dedicated. But we're going to be continuing with our series of, kind of like investigative journalism into issues that people might not have heard about. For example, we have a 9/11 first responder here, Rich Boyce. He's a member of the League of Champions.
Go team!
And he had his first introduction to cleansing today. How do you feel?
Kind of good and bad.
Explain.
For somebody that has had medical issues and mental health and past drug addiction, who's bettering my life, and who believes in health and wellness and evolving into something better and greater and more inspiring, not just on a mental level or a spiritual level, but on a physical level, everything all together, mind, body, and spirit putting together. Very good loving it. I love it. At the same time, it's always uncomfortable. The physical, uncomfortability has been. It ties into mental health because for many years I had irritable bowel syndrome because of the thickness of the air and the bacteria from the 9/11 attacks when I was responding there. It affected my body a little bit. So I fear, sometimes, even randomly, not just today, but for many years I've, feared that they could walk down the street and have to, use the bathroom and not be around a bathroom, So it's nerve-wracking because it's embarrassing. I feel shame, and those are my own personal inner demons that I need to work on and get rid of. But with the help of Luke Kumo here, Master Lukey, things will better. I will not have to worry about that, and I will not have to physically worry about it, mentally or emotionally or physically, because now that I am, having a better, stronger friendship with Luke, I can really have some, one-on-one training in all areas of life. Not just martial arts, not just, health coaching, but everything else, being a person that has been in the military, been a person firefighter, and a person who grew up in a motorcycle club, a crime organization, and being on the streets with drugs and alcohol, abuse. I never got to learn on how to, live on my own, except with structure, from like a facility of some sort, but I have the perfect person that is willing to help me and teach me in all areas, and who is humble, and I'm thankful for that person, and I know I'm going to learn a lot, and he's a very good friend, and he's somebody that I look up to, and somebody that I've admired, and somebody who, somebody who I wanted to be like for many years, and who taught me it's not about competition or fighting, it's about having fun,
Hello.
Instead of fighting, sparring,
Oh yeah.
League of Assassins.
Here, take this for 1 second. Do me a favor, unzip it, because you mentioned health coach. That's me. Just to touch on a couple of things, yeah. So let me just take this piece out right here and show people. You could close that up. Okay, so this is my calendar. Okay. There's my number and email. I'm open 24/7 as a health coach. If there's anything that you have a question about, feel free. Now, just to touch on what Rich mentioned about, it's called being on the edge. You see, survival in the world is a battle. We do the best we can day in and day out to make it, and that's that feeling. That's the feeling, and honest to God, Richie, it's supposed to be there. You're supposed to have a feeling that motivates you to do your very best.
Okay.
Only in, you could say it's a modern condition where people are able to kind of sit on the couch and watch TV and eat, and then they're like, oh. I'm okay. What's really happening there is the body's releasing endorphins, and that's making you feel, it's almost like a natural painkiller. The thing about it is that a lot of people are raised, like I was, on chemicals that mimic the body's own natural painkillers. So they get kind of like in a daze, in a haze, in a fog, where they're just kind of going about their daily life, and to me, I need a little adventure. I need to know that I'm doing something that's hasn't been done. Yes, it's worth it. You know,
Something that's going to make a difference.
Make a difference. It's different. That's right. It's not the same as what everybody else is doing. It is different.
And it's evolving.
We're making big changes. Now Richie today had a special tea, and I'll just leave it off on this because I have a brochure coming out. It's called the World Champion Cleanse. It goes along with the League of Champions, but the thing about the League of Champions is you don't even have to step foot on the mat. You could be a champion in your life. Teach people.
Go team.
Teach people through your example how to be healthy. And I'm here to support you, like I said, 24/7. Even if you don't have any money to contribute, I will still help the best I can, okay? And what's that?
Not littering and picking up.
Right. So the main thing that Richie had this morning, which helped him do a little cleansing, something that he probably hasn't had in a long time, if at all, which is a living salt. I use the Celtic Sea Salt brand. Celtic Sea Salt is probably the most popular brand. But it's a living salt. It's been dried by the sun. So that means it only reached a certain temperature, which is a natural temperature, you know, dried by the sun. Even if you were laying out, you know, in the tropics, you could last a long time because it's not like you're being cooked in an oven, which is what happens to most salts. It changes to three-dimensional structure, and then the body has to use its own energy to do something with that. Anyway, we've reached our limit for today. Signing off, Chief Master Luki, Optimus Red Owl Kumo, and
Master Rich.
Master Rich the Red Tiger. Salute! Until next time, stay tuned.